The night he noticed the bread was the night his life quietly cracked open. Beneath the soft clatter of plates and the tired hum of a roadside diner in Ohio, a small, almost invisible act unfolded that would undo years of careful walls. Nathaniel Brooks, a self-made millionaire and widowed single father, sat alone in his tailored coat, watching the reflection of a woman in the chrome coffee machine. She moved carefully as if the world bruised easily, and when she thought no one was looking, she slipped 2 slices of leftover bread into her worn canvas bag, not with greed, with fear, with the precision of someone who knew hunger too well. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet miracles that still exist in this world, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. Nathaniel had not planned to stop at that diner. His son Caleb had fallen asleep in the back seat after another long hospital visit for routine asthma checks, and the rain had turned the highway into a blur of red lights and memories. Since losing his wife 4 years earlier, Nathaniel lived in schedules and silence. Money had protected him from many things, but not from loneliness, and certainly not from the way grief followed him into every empty room. The diner smelled of coffee and old promises, and the waitress, whose name tag read Sarah Mitchell, carried herself like someone balancing a fragile life on tired shoulders. She had kind eyes that never fully rested, and a smile that appeared only when she thought it might help someone else. Sarah was a single mother too, though no one in that diner knew it. Her mornings began before dawn in a small apartment outside Cleveland, where her 6-year-old daughter, Grace, slept on a mattress near the heater because winters were unforgiving. Sarah worked double shifts when she could, cleaned offices on weekends, and learned the art of stretching meals into days. Bread was never just bread. It was breakfast hope. It was a way to make soup feel fuller. When the manager allowed staff to take leftovers at closing, Sarah felt a mix of relief and shame she had long stopped questioning. Survival rarely asks permission. Nathaniel watched more than he meant to. He noticed how Sarah checked her bag twice before moving on, how her shoulders loosened by a fraction afterward. Something old stirred in him, something human that business meetings had buried. He tipped generously, more than necessary, and returned the next night, and the night after that. He told himself it was convenience. But it was the way Sarah remembered his son's name without effort, the way she tucked a napkin into Caleb's hoodie when he spilled water, the way the diner felt warmer when she passed by. Nathaniel began timing his stops around her shifts, not realizing how long it had been since he had waited for anyone. The truth revealed itself not in confrontation, but in circumstance. One evening, a winter storm knocked out power across several blocks. The diner closed early, and as Sarah stepped outside into the freezing dark, her car refused to start. Nathaniel had just finished buckling Caleb into the back seat when he saw her standing there, breath visible, hands shaking more from worry than cold. Without ceremony, he offered a ride. The drive was quiet, the city lights smeared by snow, and when they reached her apartment, Nathaniel finally saw the reality she had hidden so well. The cracked steps, the flickering hallway light, the way Sarah hesitated before opening the door, as if apologizing to the world for needing shelter. Inside, Grace sat at a small table coloring with blunt crayons, her cheeks hollow but her smile bright. The bag fell open by accident, and the bread slid onto the floor. Sarah froze. Nathaniel felt something in his chest break cleanly in. 2. This was not theft. This was love trying to survive. In that moment, he understood that wealth meant nothing if it never learned to kneel beside dignity. He left quietly that night, but he did not leave unchanged. Over the following weeks, life shifted in subtle ways. Nathaniel arranged for the diner to receive a new supplier, increasing leftovers without cutting hours. He anonymously paid Sarah's overdue utility bill. He donated winter coats to Grace's school. Still, he said nothing. It was not until Caleb asked why the nice lady at the diner always looked tired that Nathaniel realized how deeply she had entered their lives. He invited Sarah and Grace to a holiday charity event under the guise of gratitude. Surrounded by lights and laughter, Sarah saw Nathaniel not as a customer, but as a father still learning how to breathe after loss. Feelings grew slowly, like trust often does. They shared stories of broken nights and small victories, of children who taught them how to keep going when adults could not. Nathaniel fell not because Sarah was struggling, but because she was strong in ways money could never teach. He fell because she chose kindness even when the world offered her none. And Sarah, after years of standing alone, found safety not in wealth but in presence. Just before the ending, please take a moment to comment below and share what this story made you feel, or simply write the word kindness if it reminded you that compassion still matters. When Nathaniel finally offered Sarah a new beginning, it was not a rescue, but a partnership. She returned to school. He learned to slow down. Their children grew up knowing that love was not measured by what you had, but by what you were willing to give when no one was watching. The diner still stood on that quiet road, but for Nathaniel, it became a sacred place, a reminder that sometimes the smallest act, like hiding bread for tomorrow, carries a courage that can change a life forever. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you to look twice at the quiet struggles around you, please like, comment, and share this video. Your engagement keeps these stories alive, and your kindness carries them forward.